I'm an artist, and I don't sleep a lot because of that, because I work into the night many times. Yoga kind of brings me back to reality. That's where the stillness comes in, coming back to the simple fact of life, the breath. I remember when I started doing yoga, I did it for this, and not necessarily for the body, because although it is a physical practice, I think what matters the most is where it takes you emotionally and spiritually. For me, it was always more on the emotional side.
I love it because it can reach so many people to teach them yoga, because there's sculpt classes that are a little more like boot camp type of thing. So I feel like guys can start getting into yoga with that. I always send the guys to that class first because they feel, and it's such a physical workout. And it's such a great place to start yoga, because you think of yoga, someone like sitting and cross-legged with their eyes closed meditating. It's not like that. It appeals to a lot of different people.
Yoga helps give me that way to stay focused, stay a little less tense maybe, or when there's a big challenge, use the breathing and bring it with me. I take pauses out of my day. I will take moments where I'll just stop and breathe, or take a few moments of silence so that I can come back to meeting what's in front of me in the present moment. And that's a big thing that I've learned from yoga, and Christy's great at this in her class, being in the present moment. And that's something that I try to bring to daily living.
My favorite thing about yoga is the breath, the focus on the breath. When I pull in and I focus on the breath, I become very calm and clear and have a different seat. I'm coming from a different place. There's a part of me that sees everything, including myself.
Yoga reminds me that I'm alive. It keeps me healthy holistically, emotionally, physically, mentally. And it's not only a one-stop shop from a physical standpoint, it's also a one-stop shop for the emotional.
Yoga has definitely helped my body physically. I feel way more fit because of yoga, and that was the first thing that I noticed. And that kind of keeps you consistent. And then slowly it turned into emotionally. It helps you when you're able to take time out of your day to be quiet and just with your breath. You're able to deal with your emotions better. And I think emotionally I'm a completely different person than I was 3 years ago, because I take a breath and deal with my problems in a very more settled mind. And then mentally too, you just have a lot more clarity when you're able to practice. I mean, it's such an art, yoga is. It's like opens up your mind in so many different ways.
With Christy, it's constant nourishment. It's because she's such an eternal student. I mean, and that's where I think Christy teaches from as a student, because she herself is so fed with taking classes, and she comes from that place. So whatever it is that she's going to be sharing at that particular moment, I want to be there for that.
I took Christy's class for the first time about 6 years ago, and I only took Christy's class for the next 3 years after that. I mean, because I'm always constantly learning new things about myself and my spirituality. Yoga is very important for that side of me. And Christy has always been a very creative teacher in the yoga studio. So I would say I'm looking forward to the creativity. I'm looking forward to be inspired myself for what I do on a daily basis.
Christy was one of my first teachers at Hot Yoga. I might say she's the reason I loved yoga so much, because she's the one that was able to transform it from a physical practice to an emotional, mental practice. And I don't know what she says, but she has this way of speaking that just every time I'm like, you were talking right to me when you said that. She always has these beautiful words to say to make you feel very comfortable and very, very good while you're practicing. You don't really judge yourself when you're with her, because she makes you feel like you're doing everything right.
Christy is one of my favorite teachers. She has such an energy that she brings to yoga, and she just seems to have a gift for teaching others, and she's just so personable. Her classes are always different. Christy's always growing and studying herself, so I know when I go to her class, it's not going to be the same old, same old. She, has an innovative new way of approaching things, and I'm always learning different things, and it's fun and it's applicable, and I just love it. Christy's the best.